You either use the internet for fun or you use the internet to grow. You're here to grow. Welcome to TRS Clips.
Guru Nanak's original contribution, which is his thought we will call today, what is that thought? So he has few phrases. They're called Mool Mantra in Sikh tradition. Ikko Satnam, Karta Purukh, Nirpau, Nirvair, Akal Murat, Ajuni, Sabhang, Gur Prasad. This is his paradigm. Everything else we have added, like men have added who are talking about Sikhi. He didn't say those things. What is he saying? There is only oneness with a number one. The identification with that oneness, Satnam, is with eternality. Sat is not truth. Truth is its interpretation. Sat word means something which remains forever, which is constant. He says, you want to identify with that one? You have to identify with that constancy, which means it is not the latest fad and the latest YouTube video or the latest podcast. Yeah? Because that's seasonal. They change. Everyone's got their 30 seconds of fame kind of a thing. So that's the Satnam idea. Karta Purukh is that this entity we believe in is creative. Karta is the creative element. Nirpao is actually there is no exclusivity because there is no enemy. We have come up with that otherness, the animosities. Nirvair, Nirpao is fearlessness, right? So most of the people in the world even today live in fear. Religion actually preys on fear and guilt, even today. And when I say pray, it's with an E. So they'll make you do anything. By guaranteeing a spot for you after you're dead, are you coming back to ask for your money back? You're not. That's why they guarantee everything after death, because they're praying with an E on your fear and guilt. And Guru Nanak Sahib is saying here that, look, no fear. Get rid of the fear of the messengers of deaths as well. And every mythology and every religion has their own version of it, right? Because that's why we say, I don't want to end up in hell, whatever that hell is, because there's a fear. When we are politically speaking these days, we are invoking fear of otherness. So Nirpa, Nirvair goes together. No animosity and no fear. So these are the requirements, or chiseling is what I like to say. This is a chiseling of the individual behavior on how to feel the one. And then he ends with Sabhang, for example. Sabhang it's a Sanskrit word, Swayambhu, which means illumination is self now. Today's angle would be, at some point in my life, I better not be operating on borrowed knowledges.
What does that mean?
That means I'm not just quoting, the latest book or the latest YouTube video. What is my personal experience of that? Is there any self-illumination, or is it always citations of someone else? That's the borrowed experience of the divine. And then he ends with Gur Prasad, that there is an eternal wisdom whose grace do you feel that grace. That's it. That's his paradigm. If you notice, the whole paradigm is, how do I become like that one? So in Sikh thought, which is really, really remarkable, is we don't worship the one. That's the popular Sikhism. Guru Nanak's vocabulary is, I want to become like the one. And he describes the one as this. So if I bring these behaviors, these qualities I inculcate, I meditate on them, I reflect on them, I religiously work on them, which means as a discipline, right? Just like we say, I religiously go to exercise, which means you do it with a discipline, with a rhythm, with a cadence, as we call it today. If I do all of that, I can feel the grace too. Guru Nanak doesn't say he says everyone's already graced. Question is, are you receiving it? Do you feel it? Once you start feeling it, you have become like the one. And that's Ikko. That's a very, very powerful thing. Sikhs used to do this. Most people who are like 99% of the Sikhs became Sikhs 7 to 8 generations ago. And I use this as an example to say this thought is what they believed in. If somebody changes their religion today, you see how many people get worked up, right? It's very political and very personal. Even in families, there is ruckus. Like, ye ho jayega, wo ho jayega. Our forefathers and foremothers did it when they used to kill them for changing religions. They still did it because of this paradigm. Because they're like, this is freeing me from fear. This is freeing me from animosities. I'd rather die, but embrace this idea and live this idea. So they became Sikhs.
7 to 8 generations ago.
That's it. That's where most people became Sikhs.
What, like beginning of 1800s?
just 18th century, which is when most Sikhs were killed too, by the way, when they were becoming. I don't know if most people are not aware of 18th century Sikh history.
Which is what we'll talk about in the next episode.
Sure.
So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this playlist for more videos just like this. It's TRS Clips.